Hello, and welcome back to White Noise Level 3 podcast. This is Tiwanaku, and I am currently streaming from my balcony in South Florida. It is 9 in the morning, and it's too early for me. I just got up, but I kind of felt like streaming. So once again, we're going to talk about nothing. I guess the general theme is, why do people live in the cold? I am streaming live on my YouTube channel, which is White Noise Level 3, and Twitch, which is Tiwanaku LLC. And finally, of course, my streaming engine, which is where all of this got started, which is my podcast, White Noise Level 3. And finally, you can find me on online. Of course, I have a website, and that would be whitenoiselevel3.wordpress.com. Well, this is how I look like when I get up. I never really use any makeup anyway, so you're not going to see a huge difference by the time I have to get to work. But I'm sorry, I just have this annoying kind of smirk on my face because right behind my laptop on the side is my beautiful tuxedo, Colin, and he's wistfully looking out at the birds flying around out on the balcony. He's right there, and I know he's going to knock something over. So let me drink my tea before anything else. Okay. I do have several collections, and one of which is that I love going to Cirque du Soleil. So I collect cups, and this one is from Volta. I honestly don't even remember the show because they're all pretty much the same. They're just this beautiful, gymnastic. You just hope that the people aren't going to go splat. I'm having my English breakfast tea with all of you. And thank you so much for being here. Most of my traffic is directly from my podcast, but I am getting more traffic on, of course, Twitch and YouTube. I would always publish to YouTube. I just never really talked about it. And now you can see me streaming live. So that might be a little bit more fun than just listening to the podcast on YouTube. So please like and subscribe and share to all of these situations. It's all about distribution. Speaking of tea, I know this is going to be so annoying for the millennials. Of course, I have my favorite Twitch streamers, and they're teaching me all of this really fun vocabulary. Like tea, change the T, TEA. And I'm just like, oh, I like tea. Why do they always say tea? And I finally looked it up, and what that means is, okay, if you hear some heavy breathing, that's my pap shund. Maybe I can show you on Twitch. Yeah, that's my pap shund. He just wants to cuddle in bed and does not realize that, that's kind of a no-go situation right now. But it's cold. They love, cuddling in bed, but I do have things to do during the day. If it was up to him, he would be in bed with me all the time. And that's fine. I mean, it's fun to take a nap and everything, but you need to live your life, as is the theme of this podcast. All right, so change the T means gossip. So it's like having, when I guess the settlers were introduced to tea from the English, and everybody would get around and have high tea at high noon or whatever. And gossip, that's what it means, is gossip. So tea, that's basically what we're doing here. my show about nothing. And of course, this is completely derailed by now. I probably shouldn't have started streaming so early for me. Sorry. All right. So, the main topic of conversation here is, why do people live in cold weather? Okay. I mean, I woke up with my t shirt. I had to throw on some short shorts and some sandals. I always do a little peek out the balcony just to see what the weather is like because, the weather is changing. It's freezing. And freezing for us in South Florida is 50 degrees, which is probably, bikini weather for Canadians and Alaskans and everything. Okay, have your little laugh, but it's very cold for us. So what ended up happening is that I had to put on my parka, my hood, and I walked the Papshund that I just showed you on Twitch. And I started thinking, why do people live in cold weather? I mean, I did. I'm a snowbird. Uh, Grew up in Indiana, to Ohio, to Illinois, to Massachusetts, and then whoop, took the southbound train to Miami and never looked back. Now, granted, I skipped New York. It was hard to adjust to living here, but now that I have, it's like the best thing in the world, and you kind of sense that in the back of your mind. Yes, I miss the city. Yes, I miss my friends. Moving from Manhattan, but at the same time, it's not so bad wearing sandals all year round. I mean, just put your parka on. If you like outdoor sports or think you might, this is the place for you. You can do anything. You can play tennis all year round, golf. I'm not a golfer. Cross country, obviously, track. Just go for a little run around the neighborhood. You never get tired of seeing palm trees everywhere. Palm trees grow like grass here. And yeah, that's kind of what kept me here. I started thinking, it's not so bad to just wear sandals all year round if that's what you want to do. Um, the other thing that's nice is that you don't get as sick because your body isn't in constant turmoil from, sub-zero weather and trying to defend that. So all of those, you know, yearly afflictions. Oh, I'm going to get the flu. Da da da. That doesn't really happen here. Like super healthy. So yeah, don't laugh, but it's 50 degrees. I'm not going to run outside. I'm going to use my treadmill right after this, and that's the way how it goes. Now, word to the wise is that you probably want to have a ton of cash because it may be difficult to find a job here. I mean, this is not Midtown Manhattan, and apparently most of the businesses are LLCs. So they're private companies. Something that somebody started up, like a sunglass hut or something. Like I'm not even kidding. Um, so either work remotely or have a ton of cash and just get any job. The one job that is hiring and that I've been doing for a couple of years is just being a security officer. I mean, it is the easiest job. And you just kind of complain or have people complain about you is even better until you get the location that you like. And I work in such a posh location. I mean, it's ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. So I basically just sit there and do nothing. I watch every TV show on the planet because I have all this time to do it. And I love it. So just make sure you can live on that kind of salary, which obviously was impossible coming from Manhattan, but you can swing it here as long as you have some other sources of income. But of course, the good thing there is that they give you the full benefits. I mean, I have a 401k. This year they're matching at 100% because it's been such a hellish year, especially for security guards, I would think. I was just talking to a colleague last night, and he said that he had to work at a post of a guard that passed away from COVID, was about 60 years old. So, of course, we get full, benefits like health insurance and all that. So if you want to think about it like pre-retirement, or you're just done with the cubicle situation, and frankly, even if you do get a job here, I'm not sure if you really want to work here with these people. If you're used to any sort of professionalism, this is not the place for you. I mean, obviously, this is not the intellectual capital of the world, but again, if you can do some kind of remote work, of course, I have my 2 dogs and 3 cats that I talk about incessantly. Any, social life, things that keep you busy, then, and you don't like the cold, then this is the place for you. So don't forget that you can start your own podcast like I've been doing, and let me know what that is. Contact me on my website or something. Um, so some of the things that I've been doing to um, eat up some time on this planet is I did my birth chart, and I'm just so amazed as to how accurate a lot of it is. Now, a lot of it is fluff, but I would say it was mostly right on. So you go to any kind of astrology website, you type in your uh, time that you were born, the location that you were born, where you were born at, and of course the date, your month, day. I hope you know at least those 3 things about yourself. Then it cranks out this birth chart. And then it gives you the planets, and the your astrology birth chart gives you the planets and the astrological sign. Like I'm a Libra, um, from your birthday, and then you just go on YouTube videos and say, okay, for me it's like the moon in the first house, Libra ascendant. And it was so right on. I mean, apparently, the moon is physical. The first house is the most important. It's the one that really defines you. So that's where your mind is. So, mind and physical. I mean, I have been nothing but physical my entire life. I was a third-degree black belt by the time I was 18 years old. I had to wait until I was 18 because I was too young. I started when I was 8. I taught Purdue's intramural Taekwondo class. I have a treadmill in my house, and mind you, I just live in a 1 bedroom, so it's pretty prominent. I mean, I love track and cross country. When we were, training in high school over the summer, we would get up. So it was training in the morning and then training at dusk. And I mean, running miles, like logging miles every day. It was so awesome. I loved it. When I was going to gyms, then I was a member of Equinox. I loved the really intense spinning classes. I was really into yoga. I was doing 2 yoga classes a week. I mean, I was a nut, and still am with physicality. So, whereas other people are not. So the best thing about it is that it really teaches you, like, why am I like this and that person is not? It's just the way that you were born, apparently. T. So the other thing is, that just kind of like threw me, is that it said that I love animals. I'm the type of person that would, it really, one of the YouTube videos explaining one of the houses, it said, about me, it said, you're more likely, if you see a stray, to take it into your home. What have I been doing? I mean, I have 5 animals that were, you know, in that situation for the most part, except for the Shih Tzu princess that started it all, and I got her from Petland. So changed my life forever. I mean, really, she changed my life forever. She was just the cutest little thing. I was working as a high paid executive. I remember it was 11 o'clock in the morning, and I'm just thinking, I was at work at a cubicle, and I'm just thinking, I need to go home and walk my dog. So that quickly led to an exit from cubicle land, and I don't miss it at all. I have other friends that did the same thing. As far as like leaving cubicle land, and they don't miss it at all either. So, something to think about. And I promise I'm not going to talk about my animals too much, but I bought some salmon yesterday. I baked it, and they all woofed it down. So they get fresh salmon, and that is from my viewers that donate using the donate link on whitenoiselevel3.wordpress.com. So thank you. We can have, something really healthy for all of us. And I want them to live as long as possible because I love them all. Okay. Well, my family friend who's a doctor here that I talk about, he is going through something, I guess, a little differently than all of us. I mean, he's a doctor, so he sees what's going on. But he asked me again if I wanted to go out to lunch with him because he's taking next week off. And I've really said nope. Not even no, nope, which is a hard no. Why? Because he's a lunatic. I mean, when you go out to lunch, you don't want to talk about the virus. You just want to kind of talk about anything else. And then he starts quoting Dr. Fauci. Well, Dr. Fauci said this and Dr. Fauci said that. I'm like, we all know what he said. So I'm just sitting here like, why am I even here? He comes with 2 masks and a shield, freaking everybody out like a freaking astronaut. He doesn't even want to be in a restaurant. He takes it to go. I'm not eating outside because that's where I don't feel safe. I mean, if you want to kiss the pavement, go ahead. Maybe that's where the virus is. I mean, indoors, at least they're mopping. Like, I'm just really not an outdoor kind of eating in the sidewalk kind of person right now. So that's what he feels more comfortable doing. I do not, and I am not compromising. I'm not compromising at all. So I said no. Sorry. It's my free time. I have very little of it, and I will spend it with the people that are down. Like, let's meet at Cheesecake Factory. Let's go to Cheesecake Factory. Okay, tea. I mean, just talk about anything else. Oh, so annoying. So wish him well, but if and when he ever drops down to reality, then I would be happy to meet him at a restaurant like we used to do before. Until then, spare me your lunacy. You can sit alone and do that on your own. Sorry, not sorry. Along those lines, I have another friend who she's actually my BFF. She lives in Atlanta. I met her on my first job out of college, so we've been together forever. And it was her birthday. So I called her and everything, what'd you do? Well, she lives with her boyfriend and she was saying that she really wanted cheesecake. So I go, oh, did you just pick something up at Cheesecake Factory? Oh, no, we don't do that. I mean, they are so sequestered. The only time to go out is to Costco and they pick up the food that they bring out to the car this whole time. Okay. Luckily she can work remotely and she continues to be a high paid executive. So good for her. But they made this cheesecake from scratch. And it was it sounded great, but it was something like I made the pie crust from ginger cookies. And I'm like, wow, that sounds amazing. So somehow they deemed that to be more safe than just picking up, the turtle cheesecake from Cheesecake Factory. So look, I'm not criticizing whatever it takes to get yourself through this. I'm just saying that I've dined several times in Cheesecake Factory down the street. I can walk there with my girlfriends, and it's actually no big deal. I'm still on this planet. In fact, I don't even really wear my mask anymore. Why? Because my nose is peeling. I have to wear it anyway for work, but outside of work, no. Okay. And I have very sensitive skin and my nose, I've been putting Vaseline on it for over a week and it's still peeling. We're not meant to have these contraptions on our faces. And I've been okay. So I've really had it. Which gets me to my pills. So there are things that you can do to at least psychologically feel better. So the first thing, of course, is to use your weekly kind of pill box, because everybody's busy and you don't want to be like, did I take my pills or not? And you certainly don't want to overdose, even though, most of these are over the counter. So what do I take? Multivitamin. I've been doing this for years and years and years. The only fight that I had with my ex-boyfriend is that after he told me that there would be a virus that would kill all the old people and sick people before all of this happened, um, he said that I should, take my multivitamin. And it happened to be that I was deficient in vitamin B. I think I'm sure I talked about that in another episode. So take your multivitamin. It's just Centrum or something. Centrum has, male, female, silver. I think silver is for over 50. So, you can kind of hone in on your needs based on gender and age. I take an extra one for calcium. It also has vitamin D. I don't take that every day, but I just kind of take about 2 or 3 a week. My sister sent me vitamin D, huge supplement, because supposedly that's supposed to help against the coronavirus. So I'm taking it, and there are videos on that, so maybe you should look into that. And again, that would be a plus for living in South Florida or somewhere very, very sunny, because we walk outside and we get vitamin D all the time. Yes, I know I am very white, I'm blue, but see the difference between my inner and outer arm? This is actually tan for me. So yeah. Sometimes I take turmeric. There might be some health benefits there. I also use it to cook. I always take a probiotic. Let's see. I take my Zyrtec for my hay fever, because I have hay fever induced asthma. I talked about my estrogen therapy. So here's escitalopram. I think that's 1 milligram that I have to take every day. And finally, I just take a Tylenol for the hell of it. So there are definitely things that you can do. I mean, I'm not going to bore you again, but I had another collection that I've been doing is essential oils, like really getting into aromatherapy. Colin, please, I'm trying to get something. Okay. And then aromatherapy comes in really fun things too. Like you can actually light candles. I went across the street to the Walgreens, and this was buy one, get two free. Like that never happens. But this is a candle. So it has 3 different flavors of Grandma's Kitchen pies, freshly baked pumpkin, apple, and pecan. Like how fun is that? And remember that, at least for me, maybe for everybody down here, Target is delivering for free for like 3 months. So, of course, their stock is going gangbusters. So I can see why. And it's so funny because I kind of forgot about it since I have so many things to shop around just right around here. And I lost my butane lighter, which is right here, what I use to light the candles. And I don't even know where it is. So I went to a couple of places and they didn't have it. And then I look online and they had it at Target, and it's like, oh, I don't want to drive over there. It's over 3 miles. It's just like too far for me. But then I remembered that they had the free shipping. So I basically got the minimum, which wasn't that hard for me. I mean, you walk down any aisle in the grocery store and I need it because I have myself, 2 dogs, and 3 cats. So we need everything. So ramped up whatever it was, the minimum, like 35. I blew it out of the water so that they can deliver. And yeah, they delivered it within a 2-hour window. They were so cute, mainly because I needed the butane lighter. And they're like, hi, I'm getting your order. They're texting you. Do you want anything else? Oh, I'm substituting this. I'm like, oh, it's okay. Oh, I'm on my way. So, So yeah, that was like total A plus, total, aromatherapy candle save with the butane lighter from the Target free delivery. And just to wrap up, I am not going to talk about my animals, but I'm going to talk about an animal. I am walking my devil dog, my Papshun, who has leash aggression. I don't know why. I really don't need to be protected. In fact, I'm always the one protecting him. Any size of dog, he just like goes crazy. Anyway, I have apparently they live in my building. I saw them walking the most beautiful dog who is so starkly different from mine. Thin, like this brown chestnut color, Egyptian looking, um, medium sized dog. I was like, what? And and I thought right away that it was probably a greyhound. And I happened to talk to him when he was coming up to the ground level. I was like, what kind of dog is that? It's so beautiful. And he said it was a Sicilian greyhound. So I looked it up, and you should too. I mean, OMG. Those dogs are majestic. I don't know where you would get one because apparently they're, one of the most ancient breeds. The Sicilian Greyhound is the bomb. So, move to South Florida and walk your Sicilian Greyhound. Go to the job as a security guard that you've crafted for your interests specifically, which is just to sit there and stream um, TV shows or whatever you want to do on your phone, get paid full benefits, as opposed to freezing in the cold and working in a cubicle farm. So good luck with that. And I will see you here hopefully soon. Thank you so much for joining me. Please leave your comments on my website or really anywhere on YouTube, anywhere that you can leave comments. And please don't forget to donate. All right. Thank you. And end.